joining in every week for the latest updates on what we know as the PPACA law. For those of you that are new to this format, you can, and have a question, you can either raise your hand by using the little hand icon on the control panel to the right of your screen, or you can just type in a question into the question box, and I'll answer those, or at least read them out loud as a group. And you know, again, the benefit of these webinars are so that we're all informed, we can all learn together. So without further ado, let's get started. I know that the web broker and enrollment portal information is very important to all of you. It's very important to us as well. We are getting many questions, and I can't even open my email each day without hearing about another solution. And I wanted to just take a few minutes and focus on this for a second, because I think it's important for you to know that URL, as I've been telling you, will have a solution. We are currently a web broker. We're appointed with CMS as a web broker. We've been contracting EBIX, formerly Health Connect, to build this portal for us. And this portal will be for on and off exchange, which is a bit different than some of the other programs being offered out there. They are working very hard to integrate to healthcare.gov, and they are currently working behind the scenes, as we are, with the carriers to get the 2015 information, plans, pricing, etc., into their system. They do have commitments from some major carriers, you know, the ones that we need, and you know, the system will be up and running on November 15th, with one caveat. It will be up and running, but it may take a few days or weeks to get all of the information on there. So it will be available, but it will be a bit of a work in progress, at least at this point. We still have about 3-4 weeks left, so we're really hoping that the carriers will commit and provide the information. I feel pretty confident that that will happen, but again, that's the only caveat. Bottom line, we will have something. Another system that we can offer would be it's called Basic Guru. This would be for individual on exchange only. This system also comes with a group HR type platform, so it does have some additional benefits. Another option is going to be that we will have a direct enrollment link through yet another vendor on our website. And again, this is going to be for on exchange only, so that's going to be an option for you as well, that you can use our website to do the enrollment, possibly, in my feeling, take a paper application, healthcare.gov, and enter that information on our portal from our website. Also, the carriers. I'm going to bump ahead here to the 5th bullet point. The carriers are going to be coming out with portals as well. Cap Blue Cross will have one, Highmark will have one, and many other carriers will also have a solution. So all of these things are coming in fast and furious. One thing that we all have to remember is that anything that is going to redirect to healthcare.gov will be at the mercy of healthcare.gov. You know, so if healthcare.gov is not working, the systems, no matter who is offering the systems, and no matter what system they are, if healthcare.gov is not working, the systems will not work. So, you know, we feel really confident with all of these options that there's a solution that's going to fit your particular business model. So keep watching for additional details, and you know, we'll be getting those out as quickly as we can. After the webinar last week, we did get information in from Geisinger that Pinnacle Health Systems, which is a big hospital system here in Pennsylvania, central Pennsylvania, is pulling out of their relationship with Geisinger as of 12/31. Holy Spirit Hospital and Health System is still in their network. They are currently reaching out to all of their clients. This affects the commercial line, not Medicare. It affects group health insurance, and individual under 65 insurance. So just be mindful of that. It's kind of a blow because they were very competitive in Central PA, and now really the pockets of their competitiveness will really be for the Carlisle area, western Cumberland County, York counties, Lancaster counties, and of course northeastern PA. So it was kind of a blow, but the good news is that their rates and plans have been approved. I'm meeting with Geisinger reps on Tuesday and hope to have a little bit more information on their pricing, but I wanted to just make sure you're all aware of the change in the network. So this next bullet point really kind of combines a lot of things. 2014 enrollee responsibilities, NPN information, and auto-enrollment. For your 2014 enrollee responsibilities, I wanted to just kind of take a little bit of a step back and talk about what your clients are obligated to do. If you have already enrolled your clients through the FFM for 2014 coverage, if they don't have a significant change in their income, and they've given the marketplace the ability to pull their tax records for more than 1 year, and they want to keep their same plan, then they really have to do nothing. Their subsidy and everything will be based on the information currently in there. If your client has some changes and needs to update their financials, I encourage you to reach out to those clients and have them log back into healthcare.gov and update their financials so that they're prepared for the 1/1 enrollment. If your clients do nothing, then by 12/15 they will be auto-enrolled into the same plan that they have currently, including any rate increase. Now, if the plan is retiring, then there are a few other options that they'll have. But again, knowing human nature, if they do nothing by 12/15, then they will be auto-enrolled into those plans for a 1/1 effective date. They do have the ability to go in after the fact and change their plan, but it would be on a moving forward basis, and they would have to make that plan change within the open enrollment structure, and that would mean by 2/15. So I wanted to let you, just kind of reiterate what we've been talking about for these past couple of weeks. We did get information that your NPN information that is stored in your 2014 enrollments on the healthcare.gov will carry over unless they are changed by the consumer, which is highly unlikely. So that's some comforting information that your clients will remain your clients. I guess that's good and bad. If you have a client that contacts you that was enrolled for this year and they have a current client agent, then they would have to change that. But if no change is made, then your clients will remain your clients. And auto-enrollment, again, if they are keeping their same plan, and they had little financial change and answered yes to allowing the IRS to obtain that tax information, then there's really little that they have to do. The next bullet point kind of carries over to our conversation, and if they do change their plans, I say, guess what? If they change their plans with a different carrier, the health insurance marketplace does not notify their current carrier that they've changed plans. So just as it is with off exchange, if your client goes in and is with a Highmark plan and changes to Cat Blue or Geisinger, then you have to make sure that they submit a termination request to that carrier and also to the FFM so that they're not being double billed for multiple policies. I can see a huge mess as we move forward, and of course we'll have more information as time goes on, but again, just keep that in mind. Just do your due diligence and get those termination letters. Again, we jumped up to the fifth bullet point when we were talking about the web broker and enrollment portals, and again, the carriers will have portals. Some of the carriers will have portals that will redirect to healthcare.gov, and you would still be obligated to create a consumer account and go through the identity proofing questions. I can tell you that the vendors that I mentioned that we're working with, that it bypasses that information, so you don't have to create an account, you don't have to complete those identity proofing questions, but there are going to be carriers, again, that would make you obligated to do the same process as if you're logging into healthcare.gov directly. So keep watching for information. There was a question last week on the smoker to non-smoker and when carriers determine they're non-tobacco, and we did get some information. Geisinger, Aetna, and Capital, if they have gone from a smoker to a non-smoker, then they can only make that change during open enrollment. So if you have a person you enrolled with Geisinger last year and they have since stopped smoking, when you go in to do the enrollment for 1/1, they can update and let the health insurance marketplace know that they are no longer a tobacco user. Highmark takes a little bit of a different approach, and after 6 months of no tobacco, they would consider a person non-tobacco. So that's a little bit different. And something interesting, you know, we've been talking in previous weeks about some of the lawsuits that are out there from the courts and relative to the subsidies, the advanced premium tax credit for the federally facilitated exchanges versus state exchanges. The language in the law specifically talks about the states having the ability to administer the advanced premium tax credit. So different states have brought suit against the government and this law, saying the language said that it can only be the states administering the subsidy, not the federal government on a federally facilitated marketplace. So, of course, this is all going to result in more than likely a Supreme Court decision. NAHU feels that there won't be a decision for 2015. It will be into the 16 enrollment. But what was interesting is that carriers were just issued a form that they have to sign off on now regarding their 2015 filings, basically saying that they have filed their rates for 2015 and their plan designs with the understanding that the federal government is allowed to administer the advanced premium tax credit. So I thought that was kind of interesting, and maybe just it's a save your butt sort of mentality, but at least you know, it is something that maybe this lawsuit really does have some teeth. Where that will end up and what the decision ultimately will be is another topic. Going right into the next bullet point, URL's Capital Blue Cross seminar. It is next week, next Wednesday. It's at the Colonial Golf and Tennis Club from 9 to 11. Breakfast will be served. It is a seminar. It is not a webinar. If you are interested in attending, you can go to our website under current events right on our homepage, and you can register for that seminar. Cap Blue Cross will be there to talk hopefully about their strategy for 2015, hopefully be able to give us some insight into some of their plan designs, possibly their rate strategy. And there will also be some representatives there from the senior side, so some information is going to be released then as well. So it might be to your benefit to, if you haven't signed up, to attend. I know most of you are in the midst of your Medicare enrollment, and time is precious, but again, if you have any interest in attending, please go to our homepage and register. Wanted to talk a little bit about the online registration for your FFM business, and I showed this form to you last week, but if one of our solutions, one of our solutions will be to have enrollment on our website. You can log in and enter your client's information, you know, actually do the enrollment on the exchange for your client. It is very important, whether you're doing that route or any route, to notify us of your client's your clients that you submitted to the FFM. With the commissions being the way they were this year and coming in slow and all the misinformation and reporting from the HIM to the carriers, it's very important this year to really be proactive, and we want to help you do that. So if you go to our link that will be available on our homepage, you're going to enter your name, your email address, your client's name, the insurance carrier drop-down box, the insured's date of birth, social security number, and of course the effective date. And you can also upload your application. This is a secured site, so you don't have to worry about the personal health information, but this is going to help you get paid faster. It's going to help us identify your cases faster as well. So very important. More information on that will follow, of course. And other training, I just want you to be mindful that we will be having webinars for the carriers to discuss their products. I think that's very important, even though anybody can open a brochure and look at the plan designs. I think it's really important to hear directly from the carriers on their strategy and where they really feel these products, the niche for your consumers will be. So keep watching for that other training. Last is this form. If any of you have done enrollment on the FFM under the new and short and enhanced application, and I always say beware enhancements, there is the information about where you enter your client, or I'm sorry, your agent information, your national producer number is kind of hidden. Go figure. So this is a screenshot from healthcare.gov that shows you where you would enter your information. Again, it's kind of hidden. It talks about your household contact information, your home address, but in this little tiny checkbox, another person is helping me complete my application. That is what you would check, and then the drop-down information to enter your information will be on there. So again, just keep in mind that you're going to want to be mindful of that so that you can get credit for your application. Clearly, you want to do that. And with that, that brings us to our open forum, and I don't see any hands raised, so let's go directly to the questions, see what we have. And we don't have a lot. Since group renewals for 12-1, this is from Ed, since group renewals for 12-1 seem to be very high, what are you hearing about enrolling groups in SHOP plans provided they are eligible? SHOP plans seems to be significantly cheaper than the renewals, but not sure if this is a good option. Ed, the SHOP plans, have not gotten a lot of traction. Bottom line is most of the carriers have the same plans, group plans on their off-SHOP portfolio as they do on. There are a few exceptions to that rule. The rates are the same. Don't go to healthcare.gov and get your rates for SHOP because they're not accurate. They're only an estimate. If you do want to truly compare and throw all the options out there for your consumers, then just let us know, email us, email John Reel, and he can get you a group quote. Just let him know that you were looking for a SHOP quote. The real advantage to the SHOP plans are that for an employer of 25 or less that has an average salary of $50,000 or less, they can get a small business tax credit. There's also some legislation that's going to be dropped that may extend that small business tax credit through 2016 or past 2016. So again, it might be a good option, but every group is different. That has not changed from before we had the PPACA law. So the best way to evaluate if it's a good move for this specific group is to get a quote and make a comparison. So it doesn't look like we have a whole lot of questions. Again, I really, oh, here's another one. Scott says, are all the rates for 2015 from the different medical carriers? Oh, all the rates in. Scott, no, they are not. Some carriers have not even had approval from the insurance department or HHS yet, but bottom line, these rates will not be released until 11/15. We will not know the rates except for maybe a peak at these rates until 11/15. I know that some carriers are sending out notification to their employees, their consumers on 11/1, notifying them that their plans are terminating as of 12/31, and within those letters are ACA options, including rates. So I did mention last week that if any of you get a hold of those rates, get them to me if you can. But short of that, the rates won't be released for public until 11/15. And when I say public, that includes me. I have no in to get any rates, unfortunately. And have subsidy calculators been adjusted in any way for 2015? They will be, and they are based on the 2015 federal poverty level and, of course, the 2015 lowest cost silver plan in each state. So yes, they will be, but they will not be adjusted until open enrollment for 11/15. Okay, looks like those are all the questions. As I'm finishing up, if you have any last-minute questions, go ahead and type them in. I just want to remind you that we hold these webinars every Thursday at 9:30, so the next webinar is Thursday, October 30th. As always, I truly appreciate you tuning in every week. I appreciate your questions and your partnership in your business, and as with last year, we'll get through this year together for open enrollment, and again, I appreciate all that you do. So have a great week and a great weekend, and I'll talk with you next week. Bye-bye.